Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, no worries.
So first thing I want to do is obviously wish everybody a good morning and thank you for waking up with the chase. But I do also like to call out John, even though he's behind the camera. I like to have a little fun with him. So let me introduce my guest first. Our guest. We have ourselves here Nick Tivich, the Senior Director of Product Development for Panini. That's correct, right?
Yes, sir.
I got that all correct.
You got all correct.
So the thing is, too, you don't look senior though. You know what I mean? Like, you don't look like you're gonna have to apply for AARP or anything.
Sure.
That's some gorgeous hair you got there. I mean, you don't look like you're thinning at all or anything.
No, my daughter tells me it's getting old and white.
Wow, man, she's brutal, huh? She doesn't goes right for the throat. So Dave, why don't you give us a little quote of the day? Of course, that's how we always like to get things. Wow.
There you go.
Did you like that one?
I did.
Yeah. See, John usually gives us our quote of the days and provides it for us, but Dave's been doing the legwork this week for. Yeah. So Nick, if you don't mind, we'll get right into it. Thank you for joining us. Obviously, love that we were able to sit down and chat with you. So I want to know, starting off, where did your passion for the hobby come, and have you been a collector since the beginning?
Sure. I was actually telling one of my guys this story the other day. We were walking the floor. My dad's godson in about 86 was trying to get me to study for a hunter safety course. My dad was convinced I was going to fail. They were in town visiting from Wisconsin. So he would give me a card for every correct answer prepping for the test and started to get into it. And then I had a babysitter who realized I was getting into it and brought me a bunch of her sister's old cards. And in that box, the two big hits at the time were a Kent Herbeck rookie, obviously hasn't aged as well, and then the 83 Topps Boggs, which is still my favorite card in my collection. I have cards worth more money, everything else, but from there it just took off for me. I had this card, I got it for free. I like the color, I like the imagery, and as I started to get into it, I became a rookie guy right off the bat, right? I would trade all my vets, my superstars, to my buddies who cared about a fourth or fifth year, Joe Montana, to try and spec on rookies. And, early on did well, Barry Bonds, Will Clark, Jose Canseco, not so well, but, just kind of took off from there. So I spent basically every disposable dollar I had on cards. Another story I was telling in Philly, I was up here for a sixth grade beta club trip, and my mom had sent me with a couple $100s to buy goods and bring presents back for everybody. And I spent all $200 on boxes of 89 Fleer. Went back to the room, ripped them, and so just kind of took off from there. I lucked into the industry through my dad's godson again. Got me an internship at Donruss Playoff, and done it ever since.
Wow. Yeah. Quite the story and quite the history in the hobby.
Yeah, indeed. So, who's like your favorite player to collect
At this point, or previous?
at this point?
At this point, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
I still collect Barry Sanders a lot. I grew up right outside of Knoxville. I had a buddy that was Peyton Center at University of Tennessee. Spent some time with him here and there, and so he's by far my favorite player at this point.
Nice, nice.
So, is there a card in the Peyton collection that really sticks out to you as one of your favorites in terms of, you know, maybe design, not even value, but like looking?
Maybe this is the company answer, right? But 98 Contenders is my favorite
Yeah.
Manning car. And the 2000 National, I actually passed up on buying one for $100 because I didn't think the condition was good enough and it was too expensive. Still regret that decision at this point.
Fast forward, right? Who would have thought?
Right, right. So we're always interested to hear how people got into working in the hobby. So if you don't mind, just kind of give us take us to story time. Tell us how you got your start in the kart industry.
Sure. We ran into a family friend summer after my junior year of college at a community event, a charity run for a friend of ours who passed away. And my parents had known a man named Doug Goddard at the time. My mom was a physical therapist. He'd been a local star athlete, and he'd been up in Massachusetts visiting family. He dove into the water and broken his neck up high. He'd become paraplegic, and my mom was his therapist. And so she just asked his mother what he was doing now. They said, oh, he's working for a company called Donruss Playoff in Texas. And my mom's no shrinking violet and said, oh, Nick loves cards, and he's a big sports fan. He's about to graduate college. Is there any way you could get him an internship? And I'm just mortified at this point. She said he's actually in next week for his little sister's high school graduation. We'll see if he'll do an interview. Got an interview, so I drove 1,200 miles to Texas. They paid me $5 an hour for a summer. So I lost money on the transaction at the time. Worked for 2 months, got my first taste, did some checklists for 89 rookies and stars, checked in autographs, QC cards, great experience. And just so happened when I graduated college the next spring, a man named Tim Franz, who's been in the hobby for a while now, went to Fleer, transferred up there, took a job, and Doug called me and said, we want to fly you down and have you interview. So I went down 2 days before my college graduation, interviewed, and they made the offer a couple weeks later. Here I am 23 years later, still.
The rest is history.
Well, so interesting too that, for those who may not know, obviously Fleer absorbed by Upper Deck, but Donruss now becoming a Panini product, a Panini line, if you will. So it's kind of almost a full circle moment for you.
Yeah. I left Donruss for a while, went to Press Pass, and had the opportunity to come back in 2015. And I say back, even though it was new ownership.
Right.
It's very comfortable. There's probably, 20-30% of the staff that were carryovers from the Donruss playoff days. So I'm fortunate enough to work with a handful of people that I've worked with now on and off for the last 23 years.
Amazing. And it seems that way too, that like people who work in the hobby, I feel like they stay in the hobby. I feel like you don't see a lot of people necessarily trying to get out like some other industries or lines of work.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic, right? It's fun to go to work every day, get to keep up with sports, get to keep up with cards, get to meet good people, travel here and there, have some cool experiences. And it's a lot of people have told me, how do I get into this? And I said, if you've got a passion for collecting, in some cases you're going to have to take a step back. Some are willing, some aren't. But once you get in, you can be very successful and move along as long as you can improve your work. Good to go through passion for the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to know, could you give us a little bit of an idea of what your position at Panini entails?
Like what I tell you at this point, a lot of it is budget management, right? Not too sexy, not fun. But I'll sit in on whiteboards with the guys. The whiteboards are where we talk about product. So as a company, what I'll tell you is when we got the exclusives, there were some concerns that we would rest on our laurels and we would be lazy. Conversely, we're always pushing to get better. So just because Prism comes out and it's successful or National Treasures comes out and it's successful, we're still looking for things we can add the following year. And it's going to be the same basic structure, but you'll see new inserts, you'll see new case hits, you'll see some parallel tweaks. And that's the key part of the process for our team. All our brand managers to get together, the directors. I get in when I can. We'll watch case breaks. We'll QC the product just to see how it opens ourselves and try to figure everything. So day in, day out, again, we've got a ton of licenses. I've got a director for each of those licenses and then brand managers under them that do the nuts and bolts work and assistant brand managers that help with the reservations, checklisting, everything else. So our group, soup to nuts, kind of from concept to going in the pack, does, the roadmap for everybody in the building, and then the work spins off it.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things where not necessarily super sexy, like you said, but a very crucial part of the process into what the consumer and what the customers are getting.
Sure, yeah, and we're lucky enough, right? We have a fantastic team. We have a lot of guys who used to work at Beckett. We have some guys who worked in shops or own shops. You know, and then for the most part, we have another group of guys that have built cars, right? I would tell you I'm somewhat unique in that I went from college straight on the manufacturing side. Most other people have some other kind of job or got in, but we do have a handful of other guys who've done that. And it's been exciting the last few years to be able to find young guys who are collectors. That was difficult for a long time. We were looking for guys that were a little bit older than me, have more disposable income, and most of them had been lapsed collectors and not active in the hobby. Now we're hiring guys who are telling us about their collections, who they're speculating on, about, you know, which high grades they have and what they're looking to move off to, you know, pick up something else. So it's become more, I guess, a deeper pool of talent to pull from in recent years of more qualified candidates.
Yeah.
Now, we are literally right next door. Your setup is awesome. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Can you just kind of give us an idea of, like, all the work that goes into setting up this?
Lucky we don't have to take part in that process, right? But it is, to your point, a couple days work. We've got a great guy that works with us, Kusi, that, you know, handles all this stuff. He brings his staff in, gets it ready. He handles the builds. You know, he'll leave a show, he'll see another booth that's cool, he'll go work on elements to implement that. He handles, you know, our party planning, a VIP party tonight. Anything you see there will be something Kusi's worked up. But it's a long week for them, right? They're working, in some cases, all night to get things ready, or 2 days straight. So, you know, we could not do it without them, and truly appreciate the help.
So technically, when is day one for the Panini booth at National?
Monday is when they'll get out here and start getting things prepped, you know, and then Tuesday's in earnest trying to get it finished, depending on the city, I guess, and the venue rules and everything else. But normally it's Monday, and then breakdown will take place through Sunday night into Monday morning, so it's a full week for them.
Nice.
So you've been able to climb the ranks over the last 7 years at Panini. So could you talk a little bit about your growth in the company, but also the company itself's growth along with you?
Sure. I mean, look, nobody saw the industry blowing up to the level that it has over the last few years. 2015, when we knew we were going to get the NFL license exclusive, we knew there was room for growth, and we knew the hobby was on an upward trajectory. Starting, you know, 2016, we thought it was going to be a down football class. Dak and Zeke took off, started to spin things out. You know, we didn't have autographs from Ben Simmons that year, and everybody was convinced the basketball market was going in the toilet. Back half of 2016 is really when this run started, right? We started to get the product mix right, the spacing, our builds. We managed some brands in a way to try and build consumer confidence in them. You know, one thing I think we do as a company very well is understand the collectible side of things. And again, like I said, we have a lot of people with industry experience, and everybody's still an active collector. You know, so it helps us and has helped us grow and really push things. But 2017, 2018, great. 2019 as well. Then 2020 is what everybody talks about. But if you look at the years preceding that, the growth is just crazy. And in 2017, I got the opportunity. Up to that point, when I'd come back to Panini, I'd run the NFL and NASCAR teams on the director side. My boss, Jimmy Stefano, another Fleer guy, or former Fleer guy, had to come back to Philly. His family was here, take care of some things. And so he left and went to Golden Auctions, and I got the opportunity to step up in the senior director role at that point. Which worked out well. It gave one of my top brand managers, Rob Springs, the opportunity to ascend into the NFL director role. So, you know, as a company, the one thing we do very well is give people the opportunity to advance. And our group in particular, it's so specialized, right? You can be a great collector and understand the secondary market. It doesn't necessarily mean you can build products. There's a lot that goes into that. Yeah. A lot people don't understand. Some people do well at it, others struggle a little bit. But for that reason, we try and hire in, you know, at our starting level, which is an assistant brand or a brand assistant, and then promote through it within the ranks. And so at this point, all our directors, myself included, started out as assistant brand managers. All our brand managers as well. We've not had anybody hired in from outside the company that hasn't worked their way up. And again, over a variety of years, some guys started in the early 2000s. David Porter started in 2003. We have another guy, Ake, that started in 2001. You know, Rob had been here back then in 2001 as well, left for a few years, similar to myself. But, you know, 10 years, guys come over from Beckett, whatever else. So yeah. We've had very few people leave our group voluntarily. You know, normally when you come in, to your point earlier, they try and stay and hang on and enjoy what they do.
Yeah, I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, no, that's really cool to hear the growth aspect of the job. So I think that's really cool. I got to ask, though, do you have a favorite Panini product?
I'm partial to Contenders, just because it was my very first insert in the hobby was in 2000 Contenders, right? There was something called Hawaii 5.0, another one was Championship Fabric. And my boss, I would bring him insert names. I was doing all the checklisting, I was helping with the builds, but he kept shooting down all my concepts. And so those were the first 2 inserts I ever got in a product. And it's funny now, a couple of the young guys, like, when I tell them I worked on that brand, they're like, oh, that's an old Heritage brand. I'm like, it's 22 years ago. It's not really a Heritage brand. You know?
Right, right. You're like, all right, relax. It's not that. It's not that much. So to kind of wrap up in conclusion here, what would you say makes the Panini brand so unique?
Again, I think a lot of it is the fact that we have people that are active collectors, truly passionate about the hobby, building the products. It's a group process. You know, we'll have different brand managers take the lead, but it's truly a team concept where there's meetings, there's discussions, there's some kind of back and forth on what elements we should add. Should we move this brand? Which brand do we replace in the calendar? You know, we've been lucky enough over the last few years to build a portfolio that's compelling, and we don't have to change brands as often. You see 2 or 3 new brands a year. We did Photogenic recently in basketball, right? We brought Zenith back in football last year. So we try and change some out, but just not wholesale turnover. And I think it's allowed collectors to kind of grow, right? Even Prism, if you think back as recently as 2015, it was successful on the NBA side, but it struggled in the other sports. And really the tipping point for us as a company was 2016 Prism football, because the DAC parallel started selling for $50, $100. And if you look at where the hobby is today, that's crazy low, but at the time, $50 to $100 for a football parallel was unheard of. Tom Brady's were selling for $15, $20 if they were out at 25 or 50. So the way it's just kind of taken off and the way it resonated all at once, we made some tweaks to the brand, but to see it go from what it had been to what it's become now is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Yes, an unbelievable growth.
Awesome.
So, did you have anything to add, David? Mr. Yager?
I do not. Want to do a this or that real quick?
What's that?
This or that?
Sure.
Okay. National Treasures or Flawless?
National Treasures.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Kaboom.
Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence, long term.
Okay.
Oh.
And Trout or Judge?
I gotta say Judge because my wife's a Yankees guy, right?
There you go.
Smart man right there.
Happy
Smart
wife, happy life. There it is for you folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Mativich from Panini, thank you so much for being on with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Absolutely. Now, you did something the other day on the floor. What'd you do?
So, went around, went to the breakers, did a little, like I just did here, a little this or that, asking basically the same questions in a little more detail to the breakers that are at Breakers Pavilion. And here's what they had to say.
Hey, it's David with the Chase. We're at the Breakers Pavilion at the National Atlantic City. We're going to ask the breakers this or that. So I'm here with Kevin of Bomber Breaks. So Kevin, we're going to play a little game of this or that. Is that all right with you? Awesome. Okay, so this or that, Mosaic or Prism?
Ooh, I'm going to be a Prism on that, yeah.
National Treasure or Flawless?
Oh, man. Those are both good, but I think NT.
Kaboom or Downtown?
I like the Downtowns.
Who would you rather pull, Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
I was a Mac Jones, but now I'm flipping to Trevor this year.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan. Even though I'm from Cleveland, Jordan.
Judge or Ohtani?
Ooh, Ohtani, I think, yeah. I'm not liking the Judge news I just heard, so I think I'm going to go Ohtani.
Last but not least, give us your signature phrase when you get a big hit.
It's just boom.
I'm live here with
Matt Sellers, USA Breaks.
All right, so first off, this or that, Mosaic or Prism?
Prism.
National Treasure or Flawless?
Flawless.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Kaboom.
Now, who would you rather pull, Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan all day.
Judge or Ohtani?
Ohtani all day.
And lastly, give us your signature phrase when you get a big hit.
Boom shakalaka.
I'm here with
Calvin from DP Sports Cards.
this or that, Mosaic or Prism?
Prism.
National Treasure or Flawless?
Flawless.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Kaboom.
Now, who would you rather pull? Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
Trevor Lawrence.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Judge or Otani?
Otani.
And then lastly, when you get that big pull, what's your signature phrase?
Boom.
This or that? Mosaic or Prism?
Prism.
National Treasure or Flawless?
Flawless.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Depends on the player.
Who would you rather pull? Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
Trevor Lawrence.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Otani or Judge?
Even as a Yankee fan, Otani.
Give me the signature phrase after a big hit.
How about it?
So I'm here with
East West.
Nick, East West Breaks.
Mosaic or Prism?
Prism.
Prism.
Flawless or National Treasure?
National Treasures.
Flawless. Game worn.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Ooh. Downtown.
Just really depends on what year Kaboom. If you're talking like early, like 2013, 2014, Panini Innovation Kaboom, I'm in, but they just put the gold downtowns in, the 1-of-1, so I would go downtown.
All right. Now we're going to go to players. Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. I hate that I'm agreeing with him so much.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan, 100%.
LeBron. LeBron, not even a debate. LeBron, man. Let's play against milkmen and bag boys, okay? Like, LeBron's playing against, like, perennial talent year after year.
Otani or Judge?
Otani.
Judge. Judge. First and everything.
We're talking batter overall. We're talking, I mean, everything, right?
Judge.
All right.
Lastly,
Judge pitch a game next week. Let's see.
You don't need to. I think you're the Yankees. You can buy everybody.
Lastly, give us your signature phrase after a big hit.
Bang!
Little Mike Breen.
Mine's really quiet. Mine's just like, there we go. There we go. A little something, something.
That works. That works. I'm here with
MJ Breaks from Whatnot.
This or That? Mosaic or Prism?
Prism.
National Treasure or Flawless?
NT.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Kaboom.
Now, who would you rather pull, Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
Trevor. Mac Jones has to play Miami twice a year. He's not good. He's not good.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan. MJ Breaks.
Oh,
Makes sense.
true. Makes sense. Otani or Judge?
Otani.
And then lastly, give me your signature phrase after a big pull.
Fire it up.
Prism or Mosaic?
Prism.
National Treasures or Flawless?
I'm gonna go NT. It was the original. Flawless kind of copied NT. Give me NT.
Kaboom or Downtown?
Downtown. Easily. You get the city picture in there too. And I love that. They're personalized to the player. Give me a downtown all day.
Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones?
Trevor Lawrence, buy now. The hype is he's gonna blow up this year. Trevor Lawrence, he's got his buddy ETN back. Come on now.
Jordan or LeBron?
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. A lot of people are gonna hate me for that. Michael Jordan.
Otani or Judge?
Can Judge pitch? Next question. Next question.
Steve, give us your signature phrase after a big hit.
Let's see. We love to see it. We love to see it because we always love to see big hits and a little last pack magic as well.
All right, so you had a great. Probably move my bike back. That would probably help, right? We're live. What do you want me to do? It's like day 4 of the National. I'm losing my marbles. It's like Meerkat. Anyways, I'm glad he's getting a kick out of it. So you're probably wondering who the man cackling at this idiot is in the middle here. This is Mr. Kevin O'Neill, the Topps Director of Hobby Sales. What's going on, Kevin?
Good. How you doing? How you doing?
Better now.
Yeah,
I'm good now.
It's been a long, fast show. I mean, I can't believe it's Saturday, but I can also believe it's Saturday. It's been fantastic so far.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think today is going to be another just absolutely great day.
Yep.
I mean, Saturday, all the families, nobody.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully a lot of people aren't working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, great. Yeah, we've seen a lot of kids this week, but I think today will be even more kids, which obviously is exciting for us. And yeah, it's been crazy. That Thursday night, I think that's the most people I've ever seen on a Thursday, at the National.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I agree.
So
for us just meeting 2 minutes before this, and for the folks at home, I want to try to get a little bit about your background first, and then we'll ask you what's going on here.
Yeah, perfect.
So I always wonder this about people, and I asked this to our earlier guests too. Did you always know you wanted to work in the hobby? Tell us how you kind of got your start.
Yeah. So I was like a lot of people, in the business. I collected as a kid, and loved and I loved. I mean, I always loved Topps, to be honest with you. I mean, that was my favorite brand growing up. I worked for a couple. I've got a sport management degree, business degree, and have always worked at a sports job. And I've been in the business for 22 years, and been with Topps 9. And it's one of those things where I always hoped I would work for Topps at some point, and I'm glad it worked out. Loving it. So,
Yeah. So obviously, director of hobby sales. You've obviously worked your way up in the industry.
I have. Yep.
Can you, just for the people who may not know, just kind of explain what your role is?
Sure. So I'm on. It's my third company I've worked for. So I've been in the hobby for 22 years. It's my 21st national, believe it or not. Yeah.
Wow, you got a streak going.
Yeah. So which has been great. So so I'm in charge of all hobby sales. So that entails I sell to our wholesale distributors. That then sell to hobby stores. I'm also in charge of our hobby direct stores also that buy direct from us, and then I obviously deal with David Adams, in many different ways, and so it's great. Like the hobby is still retail is very important for us, Walmart and Target, but the hobby is kind of the bread and butter of our business. We do more hobby than any other segment, any other channel. But yeah, that's my quick synopsis on my background.
Gotcha.
So you kind of answered an earlier question, obviously, being a collector since the beginning. So this may seem like an obvious answer, but I want to know, for people who work in the industry or want to get into the industry, do you think it's easier, being a fan and being a collector all your whole life, or, just kind of getting into it and immersing yourself in the hobby and learning about it?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both. I mean, obviously there's a certain vernacular, certain terminology, in the hobby. You're talking about wax, like, sometimes if you're new to, like, what the heck is wax? And you talk about jumbos and fat packs, and so there's a little bit of both. I mean, I think it helps, if you're a collector, but I don't think you need to be a collector, to get into the business. And we have, I mean, speaking of right now, we got acquired by Fanatics, several months ago, and we're hiring. So, if anybody's interested in, getting into the business, possibly working for us, go to fanatics.com. We have a ton of job postings. So
great.
Throw in that resume.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Resume.
That's
right. There you go. You need the business card fishbowl over at the
that's
Topps
right.
booth
That's right.
there. Have them drop them in.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So obviously you're in the hobby. But are you a card collector?
I am. So I will say, my mom never threw out my cards, but I was such a, when I collected, I was such a nerd from a standpoint, like if somebody got traded or somebody, free agency, where every year before the season started, I would take my cards and put them in piles. So if you were an Oakland A but got traded to the Yankees, although it was an Oakland A's card, that would be the Yankees pile, right? And I would rubber band them, right? Because back then, like, I would rather spend my money on packs as opposed to 9-up sleeves. So all my cards were all bent. So anything that I had as a kid, I still have, but they're in awful condition. But I am a collector. I'm a big Don Mattingly is my favorite player, so I'm a big Don Mattingly a collector.
Is it the mustache for you?
Yes. No, you know what? He is so cool. Like watching him just like doing infield, like in between innings. Like if you watched him, he like everything he did was so cool. And I bat left-handed, so I played baseball all the way through. Played in college, and so I batted left-handed, so I had a little connection with that. But it was kind of, he had the flow. You have the flow in the mustache, so yeah, he was just
great
a cool
style.
Dude. Yeah,
I aspire to look like that now, though, in 2022.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys too, where you want your hero to be really nice. And I've met him. I've been lucky enough to meet him 3 times, and he is one of the nicest people. Like, not just athletes, but just one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love hearing about Donnie Baseball.
Yep.
So
Should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I think you can make a really good argument.
Yeah, for sure.
So are there any like current players that you're collecting?
Not so much. I mean, I love Ohtani. I was a big, I still am, like Chris Bryant. Loved Chris Bryant. Soto, which is like he's amazing. I can't believe he's still only 23, 24. But I do collect a little bit of and Trout. I'm anything that we do that I can find Trout. I'm a big Mike Trout. Out of those guys, Mike Trout probably the most current players.
Gotcha. So I also got to ask, you're coming up on a decade. Tops.
Yep.
So over your almost 10 years, how have you seen Tops grow and progress?
Gotcha. It's been good. The last 5-6 years has been amazing. Obviously in this hobby, a lot of new people coming in. The pandemic kind of brought in even more people, which was great. The great thing that I've seen is, almost 10 years ago, the demographic was, a little bit older, probably 35 and older. I'm seeing more and more kids now than what I ever have, and people in their 20s also. Like you're getting that, now I would say our key demographic of collecting is anywhere from 8 to 65.
Yeah.
But I see it trending younger, which I think is really good overall for everybody in the business. Because you want to cultivate those new collectors coming in. But I would say the demographic's probably been the biggest thing. That and breaking. Like as far as the way breaking has gone, it's been unbelievable. The other thing too, there are a lot more hobby stores across the country that have opened up, especially over the last 4 or 5 years. So in a community, now people have a lot more opportunities to shop at a hobby store as well, which is fantastic because that's, as you guys know, hobby store owners are fantastic from a knowledge standpoint, and that's where they give the message from what we're doing to the collector, which is extremely important.
Right.
So
we talk a lot about opportunities are endless in this hobby, and the best part about it is it's not just for one person. There's a huge demographic.
Yeah, exactly right.
We talk about.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that. Like we've seen a lot more females get into it, especially the last 5 years, and we have made more female. We've made more women's products, like Women's Champions League products. We've done Athletes Unlimited, and it's great because there are a lot of female collectors, and it's really good to hit to make products for them and to see them come into the business. Sure.
Now, something you might be able to speak on. I picked up there. Obviously, we're talking about the youth movement in the hobby.
Right.
You guys seem to do a pretty good job with others having your finger on the pulse of things like, you guys hopped on the F1.
Right.
And doing things like that. And like you said, making women's products.
Right.
So, where is that kind of decision making or, who's like, hey, you know what? We got to hop on this.
Right. I will say, like, when a manufacturer has an exclusive contract, with a license, it's great because you could do a lot of different things and you could have a lot of different price points. So that's what we try to do. I mean, we have, we have obviously a lot more brands for Major League Baseball, kind of our bread and butter, but we want to have, an entry point or a price point for almost every collector, whether it's like, low end, mid tier, high end. And we look at some of the brands that we do that have been successful in baseball and bring them over into like F1, Star Wars, as well. So we have a ton of like, group sessions where we, talk about, hey, should we do this? Should we not do this? And we get feedback from collectors as well. We every year at the National, we do a Q&A where collectors come in. It's free. And they ask us any question they want, and we're very open. We answer them all, but we've been doing that the last probably 10, 15 years, and I think it's important to get feedback from your collectors, to see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you'll be able to tell us this,
Okay.
but is there a release coming up that we could look forward to?
Yeah, for sure. We've got Diamond Icons Baseball, which is our highest end baseball product that we make in mid-August, which is really big. We had Star Wars Finest come out Friday, which is the Star Wars business. We are the longest licensee of Star Wars. We've been with Star Wars since 1977.
Wow.
We have that, and then we have a couple more. We have F1 Chrome coming out in about 3 months, which we're you're talking about F1.
Yeah.
And that Netflix series has been fantastic for our business.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Not sure if you've gotten a chance to, but what was your reaction to the Topps and David Adams Cooperstown store? Have you had a chance to stop out yet?
I haven't had a chance yet, but it makes so much sense. It's one of those things where you're like, hey, how come this didn't happen before, right? You're in Cooperstown, which is an idyllic, like, small town, right? You have the Hall of Fame there, right?
Right.
You have all these youth baseball tournaments coming in there. So it's our bread and butter from a demographic standpoint, and obviously, we're extremely excited to partner with David Adams. David Adams has been on the forefront of innovation, of direct to consumer. They have the variety of products they have, and it's great. And they do, there's a ton of marketing toward kids, at that store.
Yeah.
It's like, I love it. I can't wait to get up there, and I wish I've been up there sooner. But they have, the other great thing too is a lot of stores you don't see hobby and retail. So there's hobby products in there, and there's retail products.
Sure.
And it's not just baseball. It's everything that Topps makes, and it's not current stuff too. There's some vintage stuff. There's some some older stuff. A lot of different price points. So
love the vintage. Love the vintage.
It's amazing how many products they have in that store. Which is great.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And now, obviously, you're here at the National in Atlantic City. You said this is 21st?
It's my 21st. Yeah.
21st
I missed 1 year. Yeah.
So how has this this whole week been for not just you, but for Topps?
It's been fantastic. The amount of traffic, I said it earlier, the amount of traffic that we've seen at the show is unbelievable. I can't wait to see what happens today, see how many people are working. We always do a couple different rapper redemption programs. That's been extremely big for us. We have a couple player appearances. We have Darryl Strawberry today. We have Dale Murphy tomorrow. We've had some of our artists come in at the booth, and we've had a lot of different interaction and activation. But Atlantic City, I think, is the biggest show floor that we go to in the National, and it's packed. I mean, I was here 6 years ago. I was here, I think it was like 12, 13 years ago. Like, the amount of dealers and booths here, like, surpass the previous couple of years. So,
I mean, it's wall to wall.
It's wall to wall. Yeah. It is hard to walk. If you're going from point A to point B, you better add some time, because it takes forever to get there.
You better pack snacks. You better have drinks.
Yes.
Maybe a sleeping bag or something quick if you want to take a cat nap real quick before you finish.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
What was it, Tuesday? We started in the back corner over here and made our way through the whole floor.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I had about 11,000 steps by the time.
There you go. Yeah, and I believe it.
Crazy.
I believe it. Yes.
Crazy.
So before we let you go, speaking of the National, you mentioned the rapper redemption, the pack redemption. So I think you brought us a couple.
Yeah. I got a couple for both you guys to rip. I got one for both of you. So we're doing two different programs. We have one for basically any 22 hobby product. Buy it from people like David Adams here. Bring it to our booth. We have an exclusive cards in there. That has the National logo printed on it. There's parallels, and then we have one for Chrome Platinum, a product that just came out. It's based off the 52 design, and there's 3 rookies that you can get out of this pack, and there are parallels in there as well. So
great.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for you to get through that explanation, because you have very important things to say. But is it all right? If we
go ahead. Let's see it. Let's see it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's take a look.
All right.
For the folks at home.
So that either has Bobby Witt, Spencer Torkelson, or Julio Rodriguez.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
Stop it.
Stop it. I think you might have something good.
Stop it. Is that?
How about our boy
my
Julio
God.
Rodriguez?
Look there.
J-Rod right there.
He's been tearing it
up.
He's been tearing it up.
And I love these. These are gorgeous, like you said. The 50.
Yeah, and it's on Chrome, which is fantastic. So.
Amazing right there. Stevens, can we get a little? I know you can't get super close up, but there you go. The Julio Rodriguez. Remember, guys, Topps booth. Topps booth.
There you go.
Check that out. Now let's see what you got there.
Yep.
Kevin, who am I looking for in this?
So those are Chrome cards as well. There's definitely different parallels. There's Ohtani. There's Trout you could get. There's Soto in there.
Colson Montgomery.
Okay.
White
All right.
Sox.
Oh.
What? Who you got?
Derek Jeter.
Ah,
The captain,
Jeter.
the captain.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Miggy.
There you go.
Miguel Cabrera.
Hall of Famer
Yeah, we
right
got a
there.
couple Hall of Famers.
And
There
who
you
we
go.
were just talking about,
Juan Soto.
Juan
How about
Soto.
that? Boom.
Juan Soto.
That's a pretty good pack.
It's not
As
bad.
I said, I think we did pretty
you
well.
have at least 2 Hall of Famers and one future Hall of Famer.
I agree.
Yeah.
And who knows?
Who knows?
This kid could develop. You never know.
That's true.
Now,
But-
something that spurred, if you don't mind, just
No,
real
go
quick
ahead, yeah.
off the top of the dome.
Yep.
I heard Montgomery, and it made me think of Bowman Chrome.
Okay.
Benny Montgomery.
Ah,
We were dying the other day.
Yeah.
He had a couple autos that
Right.
he signed for Bowman.
Yep.
One was Benny and the Jets.
Yep.
And the other
Yep.
one he signed was Borat. I mean, how
I-
brilliant is
yeah,
that?
that's brilliant. And we love it when players do that because it adds some additional collectability to it.
Absolutely.
And we encourage all of our signers to do because you get their personality. And that's what collectors love. And it's not just a regular autograph. It's unique and usually books for higher value as well. And it's fun. It's fun to get different autographs like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and then remember Benny and Jordan Lawler like swapped. Like Benny
Yes,
signed
and
the
tried to
Jordan
make a
Lawler
map.
card, and then Jordan Lawler signed the Benny Montgomery card. It was hilarious.
I tell you what, a lot of those young guys that are coming up now are card collectors.
Yeah.
We're seeing more athletes, especially baseball players, that are collectors than what we've seen before.
Yeah, because I was going to say, we saw Trout recently.
Yeah, he's really into it.
He's really
yeah,
into it.
He wants to do it for him. He wants to do it for get his kid's young, but he wants to he's doing some stuff with his kid for collecting as well. So
Yeah.
it's awesome to see.
Yeah, and then we actually saw Bobby Witt Jr. turned in his 87 auto into PSA.
Right. Yeah, that's
so,
right.
doing it for himself, too.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah,
Great
it's great to see
Yeah.
that. So, Topps booth, where can everybody who's watching, who's actually on the floor, and that, where can we find
Yeah,
you?
so we're right down. We're obviously part of Fanatics. So we have Fanatics. We have Zero Cool, which is part of Fanatics, and then Topps. So right in a row, you could hit three Fanatics booths, including Topps.
There you go, guys.
And we have the best carpet. We have extra thick carpet.
It's a very nice carpet, I will admit.
Now, listen, he's saying that he works for the company. I think I'm going to go over there and be the random guy laying on the
There you go.
carpet, really test it out.
We have that. So.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Tell people stop by today. We have Daryl Strawberry at 12 o'clock today.
There you go. Get your Topps products here, and then take them over to Topps for the Rapper Redemption Program. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin O'Neill, give it up for him. Big round of applause. But seriously, thank you so much for the great
appreciate it.
conversation.
Awesome.
Really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Now, the other day, we hit the floor, and we did some pack wars with the kids out there. So why don't we go to the footage? The Chase crew was out there. Take a look at this.
Hi, I'm Molly Phillips with Dave and Adam's Card World, and I've got Aiden and Owen here, and we're going to do pack wars. They're both going to open a pack. Whoever has the best cards in the pack is going to get another pack and maybe another surprise. So here's your pack. Yep. Here's your pack. Ready, get set, open. This is exciting stuff. I need the judges in.
To Josh Allen, Mike Evans.
Ooh.
Go through the base.
Ooh, what do we got? What do we got?
Melvin, Ward, Teddy Bridgewater.
Ooh.
Sean Bateman, Green, Rondale Moore.
It's pretty good stuff.
Rashad Bateman again.
2.
Probably a Green, Felton, or Jelante.
Wow. This is getting crazy in here. All right.
Trey Lance.
Oh.
He won.
Wow. What a good find in there.
And that's it.
All right, judges, what do we think? All right. Here you go, your extra pack, but we also have one more thing for you.
$100 to the David.
$100. David Adams booth. You guys can go over to the booth and use your.
We just bought from you guys.
No! Well, you can buy more. Hey!
I'm here with 3 young gentlemen that we picked out to do some pack wars with us here at
the David Adams booth, specifically the Chase set over here. We've got Connor, Cole, Carter. How'd I do? Let's go. Let's go. I was real worried I was gonna get that wrong. All right, boys. 3, 2, 1, get ripping. Let's see. Now, are you boys baseball fans?
I like baseball, basketball, and football.
No?
I only like basketball.
You only like basketball, huh? Okay. Oh, Veerling rookie. Okay. Rafi. How we doing over there? We looking pretty good? Any notable rookies or anything?
Ronnie Dawson.
Lester. Oh, that's just because you love the Guardians. Brandon. There you go. Brandon Marsh, rookie. Okay. What do we got here? All right. Little rookie pitchers. Triple horizontal there. Steven Strasburg. Man, is that it? I was going to say, these packs are like never ending. All right. My man got Brandon Marsh and a Veerling rookie. 2 rookies there. I don't know. Judges, let's go to the judges for the scorecard here. What are you guys thinking?
I think your first instinct.
We giving it to Connor? We giving it to Connor. All right. Little victory speech. What do you want to tell the people at home?
Get lucky and get some good cards.
There you go. Get lucky and get some good cards. That's huge. But you won the pack, but we got a little something for all 3 of you guys. Meerkat, Molly, who's got them? Molly's got them. Guys, those are $300 booth credits to David Adams right behind you. $100 to spend on any wax you want in the booth. So go ahead, go nuts. Seriously. Swear to God. All right, boys. Have fun. All right. Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, it's Dave from the Chase on Dave and Adams Card World. I'm here with
Justin,
Ryan,
and we're gonna have a little pack war today. So you ready, boys?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, there's 20 cards per pack. We're conveniently located next to a garbage can, so the wrappers will be disposed of. No worries. Here we go. What do we got? Any big hits so far? Any big hits? Oh, there's a Josh Allen right there. So we're gonna, the Buffalo Homer loves the Josh Allen here. Devontae Smith. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, SI kid. Kyle Pitts. Oh man. Let's see. Rashad Bateman. So let's see the top hits of each box or each pack so far. Matt.
Josh Allen insert, red zone.
Let's see. Is that Zeke? A little Zeke action? I don't know. Who do you guys think the winner is? I love the Allen, but he's got like 4 pretty good cards.
I think Ryan wins.
We have our winner. Here's your extra pack. And also, for joining us, we got a little something extra for you. $100 in booth cash to the David Adams booth, which is located right to your left over here. So boys, go over, check it out, and thanks for playing Pack Wars with us. Absolutely.
We've got a triple threat this time with some absolute football with my boys, Blake, Chris, Zach. Can't believe I actually remember that. On your marks, get set, get ripping. Let's go. Go ahead, take your time. What do we got? I need some help from the judges too. Shout out some rookies, or if you get some good inserts. Oh, what do you got there? That's not bad. Who's that?
J-Rod.
Okay, all right. Nice little color. Any numbering on that one?
Out of 499.
Out of 499, we got a one. Oh, we got a Mac Jones rookie though. We got a Mac. Oh, representing the Bills though. Go Bills.
Another Mac.
Two back-to-back Macs. Zach Wilson though. That's the T-Law. So we got a Zach Wilson and a numbered card, and we got 2 Max. Then we got a T-Law. All right, I don't know, Meerkat, you might have to help me out with this. What? Hey, don't sell yourself short. It's all right, it's all right. What do you guys think?
I think it's got to be the double Mac Jones.
It's got to be our boy Zach. You pulled the Zach Wilson, but Zach with the 2 Mac Jones going home with the sealed pack. That's yours, brother. Congratulations. But, Molly here's got one more thing for you guys. Take a look. That's $100 in booth credit for David Adams. So it's $100 you guys can go spend at our booth. Absolutely, guys. You enjoy. Have fun.
We're here on the Chase set. I'm here with Luca and Anthony. We're gonna have a little pack war here. What do we got today? We got some Bowman 2022 baseball. So boys, you ready for this? Yes, I am. All right, 3, 2, 1, rip. All right, let's see who's gonna win the extra set.
Come on.
A little technical difficulties over here. We're doing all right though. Kalanick's not bad. Mountcastle, Aaron Judge. Now that's Cal Raleigh of the Mariners. Luis Matos. Khalil Watson, that's a really good one. That's a good prospect right there. What was that one that you just passed by? Isaac Pacheco, that's a good one right there.
Oh, I thought it was not.
Oh, man.
Diaz, Jared Lopez, and
Yeah.
More years, big heads.
Let's see. We had Paredes, Quintero. It's a tough one, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Khalil Watson. So I'm gonna declare the winner of this pack war right here. But, we got one more thing for you boys. Molly, if you don't mind. Here's $100 of booth cash to our booth right next to you. I love the reactions. I love the reactions. So boys, feel free to head on over and spend your money wisely. Absolutely. Congratulations. Thanks for playing Pack Wars.
That was honestly such a blast.
The reactions were just priceless. We're all for the kids on the Chase.
Oh yeah, just like Wu-Tang's for the children, we're for the Chase is for the children.
The Chase is confirmed for the children. Such a great time seeing those kids open the packs and stuff. And, you know, presenting that booth bucks after, that was like the cherry on top right there. Just some awesome reactions. That's why we do it. That's why we do it, folks. The kids.
And I feel like the Chase crew is so much fun that I love running around the floor with all you guys. So we look like we're rolling deep. You know what I mean? Like we look like a big squad rolling around, exactly like that.
Deep.
Squad goals. So shout out Molly for helping us the last 2 days. She couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, we got a guest. We got another guest.
Oh, I thought people just knew him by now, and I didn't even have to introduce him.
Hey everybody.
It's Meerkat, everybody.
that's all you're getting right now. Hey everybody.
All I want to know is, so Meerkat, he comes down to breakfast this morning, and he's got himself Honey I Shrunk the espresso, and boy was that. What's the score on the espresso versus Meerkat?
It's like 28-0 right now. The espresso is winning. We are slowly going to start climbing back soon. I can already feel it coming on. I might need another. We might need to peruse the floor, get some more espresso and Meerkat today. Big Saturday on the floor. We have a lot planned, so we need it.
I'm glad you said that. So now that the espresso is talking, to kind of close out the show, can you just give us what's going on for David Adams specifically at Saturday at the National?
Yeah, so if you are at the National, if you're going to be here today, we have our final days of giveaway. We've done a giveaway every single day from the booth so far at the National. Huge prizes, huge crowds. It's awesome. Everybody be at booth 1420 throughout the day to grab your raffle tickets to be entered. No purchase necessary. Just come, stop by. Hey, you buy something, we'll toss you a few extra, a couple extra tickets for you if you buy something. But we'll do those drawings today. Babe Ruth cut auto, PSA, DNA, slabbed up and certified, baby. You don't see a lot from the Babe sign. Just awesome. Oh, and you know, we got something from a guy named Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure who he is.
I heard of him.
Autograph football or something like that. I don't know. A few hobby boxes that people like, sealed hobby product. I don't know about any of that, but if you do know about that, get here, get your raffle tickets, be here at 4 p.m. for the drawing. All the tickets from the whole week we are drawing from too, by the way. So you stopped by on Thursday, you stopped by yesterday, you got your greens, you got your yellows, put them all together, be here, huge drawing.
All right, and one last thing. What about what we got going on in the Breakers Pavilion?
So Steve and Peter nestled up over there in the Dave and Adams Breaking Pavilion booth, and they are nestled. Only a few national exclusive breaks left to sell out, guys. You have been crushing it, selling these things out, stacking up those entries for our national giveaway, break credit, free break spots for a year, autographed memorabilia, cards, whatever you want. We got, just buy into these breaks. Oh, and we cut prices today only. A few gaming, a few entertainment hit parade breaks on the site, all labeled national exclusives. I mean, I might have to get myself a spot on one of these Pokemon breaks. The hit parade Pokemon has been absolutely incredible, and there are spots still left in a few of them at DA Card World /live right now. You get the spots to the national exclusive giveaway. Go check it out, folks. Woo!
There's a lot to unpack.
It's a lot to unpack, especially when you are dealing with what I'm dealing with right now with my boys. I'm putting on an all-time performance. Forget Michael Jordan in the flu game. This is Meerkat and the damaged vocal cord game. This is taking everything I have, folks, to get you these deals, to get you this info. So you better get here. You buy into these breaks. You enter these giveaways, because I might never speak again after today, after this weekend. This is for you. The last time you may ever hear me.
Dude, I told you, he's like Don West from QVC. This is the old Don West right here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
That's me.
Unbelievable. He's like Stu Feiner screaming over here.
Ready to roll.
I think that's the way to go out, right?
That's the only way to go out.
Yeah.
So we got you a piece of paper because we want you to help us out.
Shout out to David's law homework.
Well, there's only one thing left to do. Oh my God, I need some espresso. Just remember, it's all about the chase. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Top guys out.